Hey, I'm Johnny Hemberger, the HMNS YouTube and podcast manager, and behind me are a couple of duck-billed dinosaurs, technically Edmontosaurus annectens, and paleontologists are all but certain that T-Rex fed upon Edmontosaurus, and I'll explain that here in a moment. If you'll just indulge me, I want to tell a little bit of a story about my life. It'll all make sense, trust me. My great-grandmother on my mom's side, we called her Grammy. She died in July of 2000, but she was born in August of 1899. And I was very lucky to grow up and ask her questions about World War I, about the Titanic, about Kitty Hawk, the first flight. She lived on a farm and she remembered vividly getting electricity and water out to the farm.
We used to drive an old horse and buggy to school.
No cars at that time?
Oh, Uncle Lacey, I think, had a Model T Ford.
She was middle-aged by World War II. I miss Grammy a lot. So one interesting thing about Grammy, since she was born in 1899 and literally was alive to see the first airplane take off the ground, she herself never flew in an airplane because she said she didn't understand how planes worked, so she refused to get on an airplane. Now, obviously, millions of people today fly on airplanes, and they have no problem flying on airplanes. But the vast majority of those people have no idea how an airplane flies or how to fly the airplane. They trust the professionals and they trust the scientists who develop and fly the airplanes. Paleontology, paleontologists, also scientists. But there's this idea that they just make it all up as they go. And nothing can be further from the truth. Paleontology is science. It's another field. So how do paleontologists fly this airplane of hypothesis, theories, and otherwise academic endeavor with dinosaurs and ancient biology? Did these scientists just make up out of thin air that these duck-billed dinosaurs were eaten by T-Rex? I'll show you. This is one of the coolest displays we have in the Hall of Paleontology here at the Houston Museum of Natural Science, and it's a bone bed. It could also be considered a kill site. These are the bones of those duck-billed dinosaurs. We just preserved this chunk, this part of the grid, to show visitors exactly what the bones look like as they sit in the ground. Now, for this display, they've been stabilized so they don't shift around and everything. They've been made sure that it's secure. But these are the disarticulated bones of these duck-billed dinosaurs. Cool. But how do we know that T-Rex fed on these Edmontosaurus annectens? Let's look closer. It's because in amongst all these bones are discarded T-Rex teeth. T-Rex shed its teeth almost like a shark. They would shed teeth and regrow teeth. It's really, really cool. So if you find T-Rex teeth in a pile of bones, it's extremely likely that T-Rex was feeding upon that carcass for its teeth to be left among the bones. So when a paleontologist says, we believe T-Rex fed upon duck-billed dinosaurs, they're not just making it up. It isn't all just a big pile of coprolites. The reason why these scientists think this, why they come up with this hypothesis, is because they find the evidence. They observe the evidence. They see the T-Rex teeth with the bones of the duck-billed dinosaurs. This is how they are found. When the Wright brothers were developing their airplane, they studied the effects of lift and drag and angle of attack and all the science behind getting a heavier than air machine into the sky. When paleontologists say something like T-Rex fed upon duck-billed dinosaurs, they observe the teeth and the bones and that they are all found together to come up with the hypothesis T-Rex most likely fed upon Edmontosaurus because they studied the evidence. So if you'll get on an airplane with no idea how it works, maybe we can be a little bit more open-minded about paleontology and the scientists behind it. Now, how dinosaurs are depicted in movies, that's another video.